Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we are going to do a mixed media background. And we are going to do it with a lot of things that you have around your house, the dollar store. I want to show you some stuff that they have. And I can't quite decide. We're going to do like a Halloween theme. Just a background. You can get these at the dollar store. They come in a million different shapes and sizes. So I chose this. So I don't know if I want to use this or I want to use a canvas. Um, so maybe I'll do this in another video and I'll do a canvas in this one. And I want to show you guys. I did the, I always do the Let's Paint in the Plaid Let's Paint group. So this is one of the ones I just did. And I love it. I love the sparkle on the crow. So I did this. I screwed this part up a little bit, but I don't care. It still looks good. And I'm just going to clear coat it. And then I did this one, which, just crazy flowers going everywhere and they got texture. But my favorite thing, obviously, is the vase because I just love that it kind of sticks out and it looks like a vase, And it says texture. So I'm going to clear coat this as well. I might even, this is a technique we did with the glue on the back, and then you use your heat gun to like burn it so it cracks and stuff. So very, very cool. I love that group. If you are interested, it is on Facebook. Just search Let's Paint and that group will come up. It's free to join. You don't have to do anything, but they do live streams Tuesday, Thursday, and all kinds of fun stuff. So that is that. So what I have here today is you can get a lot of napkins at your dollar store. So I chose this. And the cool thing is, you get two, you get a white and then whatever the napkin picture itself. They have flowers and I mean, you can just get all kinds of stuff. Probably should have done this before I turned on, but I did not. And that's no surprise. Come on, baby. I just want to get this. I hate when this happens. You can glue it both down together, but since I'm blind and I can't really see, I don't know why this one's sticking together. But the minute I go and put it down, it's going to come apart, I guarantee you. But you can see how cool of a background that would be. Now I got to decide whether I want it to be the whole piece and then build on top, which I might do. Yeah, so I'm going to do, maybe I'll just start over from this, these little pieces. Come on now. Come on now. I got 6 million projects going on, so you must excuse the mess. Okay. So I'll have it go like that and then over here. So then I'll fold it so I know. Yeah. That'll look good. I know, I have to clean my desk off. I thought my camera was like forward more, and I gotta really play with it because it's getting a little annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna take some Mod Podge matte. Also, they have Mod Podge paper, which is fantastic to use, but this is what I have sitting here, so this is what I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna start in one section. Oh, my brush is almost too big. So you see how I'm going like this. And I'm only going to do like a third, quarter. I don't know what this would be called. And then I'll lay down. And I'm not worried how perfect it is or anything like that because, I mean, I'll be doing on top. And then I'll just brush like this. Not worrying if there's little bumps or anything like that. I'm sure the white will now choose to come off. But now that I have it down, I can lift this up. That's just how I like to measure so I know, it's going on how I want it. and I will go on with my next coat. Making sure you get those ends taken in. And then brush it out this way. With whatever excess. Now look what happened. Not worrying about it. You have to be careful because it is tissue paper. And when it gets wet, and I'm rough, so. But guess what? I can do, you know, something over it. So it happens. Don't get upset. There's no reason to get upset. And if worse comes to worse, we take it off. I mean, you get a ton in a, you know, in a case or in a container, and you can always redo it. But not me. I will find a million different ways to cover that. So. I'll just have to be careful and just tap, 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 tap. There we go. Not gonna, I'll make sure I get those ends. And a light dusting on top, see if there's any bubbles. You just gotta be careful, like I said, it's tissue paper. And you're not gonna get much play time of moving it up. So you can see there, and what I'm gonna do, it's all right. I'm just gonna stick some glue under there and then just kind of stick it down. And we got some homemade texture. Do the same there. All right. And I will put my brush there for now. I will take my Mod Podge, set it away. I'm not going to need that right now again. And then I can take my scissors, or I can spray this with water, or take my brush with water and get that off. But I'm just going to go real fast here. There, easy. And then I'll save this for something else. Or if I'm like, oh, you know, I really hate, show you a quick, you know, I really hate that that's showing, I can just do this. Take a little bit of this glue, do like this. Look at me. You'll never know. So there's two options. Like I said, I don't let things like that upset me because I'm always messing up. So as you can see, and you can go back like on the corners if you feel like you need more glue, you know, like just to kind of give it some pushing. You can see down here, and because of the glue, you know, and that's all right. We'll do things around the edge if we need to. I mean, it's that simple. Look at that. And I'm not mad at the fact that we have some jiggities out, because, you know, it could I could stay like that, and it just makes it look more Halloweeny, you know. So while this dries, I can see that needs a little bit. Oh, my dog is going nuts. So hopefully he goes and sees his father. All right, I want to put a hole here as well because I want to show you guys that it's not the end of the world. Okay. All right, so you can take your heat gun or your hair dryer real quick if you want, just to kind of, and I'm going to tell you what's happening. You're going to see it bubbling a little bit, and the reason why is because I didn't get that white off. So what's sticking is the white underneath, and then the top is kind of like, I don't know if I want to go in that glue or not. So when you find that happening, just put a little hole, put some glue, and call it a day. We're going to put tons of glue on and different things, so it'll be fine. I'm just going to kind of spread that a little bit. Okay. So now I have this. You all right, Spy? I'm sorry, my dog. He's very old and doesn't know what he wants to do in life. Okay. So I have like all these cute, like different backgrounds and stuff. So I think what I might do is I'm going to, because I can't keep it like this because obviously it's not like I just like a little bit of this peeping through. That's why like the holes and stuff don't bother me. So I'm gonna take some excuse me, let's take a little bit of purple. And this is dioxazine purple. And I'm changing my paper today, which I've been going to change for about a week and a half, but I'm going to do it later, so, or this weekend, rather. So come on, I just want a little kiss of it. I like that. And I'm going to take my big brush and I'm going to tap it in the water and get off some of it. I don't want it sopping wet, but I don't want it dry. And I'm going to do like this and really get this saturated-y purple. And I'm going in. And we're going to tinge it. I might need some more. A little bit more. I think that's just the dry part from the lid, so I'm going to squish it around. Okay. I try to keep all my paint upside down so when I go to squirt, you know, when I go to use it, it works, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. I'm going to put both sides of my brush in. Yeah, and go a little darker. Look at that. And this is just a mixed media background. This does not, you know, we're just going for some cool background. Get a little bit more there. Anywhere you want a little bit more. Now I'll use different colors, so I'm not, because you know what would be cool is if you see how the different, you know, we got like some orange in here and all that. You could really, if you really were inclined to do so, go ahead and do like squares, like orange, orange, purple, purple. That would be really cool. Huh. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that. I'm going to just try it. It's just the fun of playing around. A little bit of that. We'll rinse my brush for a second. Get it more wet than damp, but I might need more because this is a translucent color. I don't know why. There's a gnat that is flying around my room that is driving me bananas. Bananas. This is just adding some color where maybe. Now here the glue is not dry and everything, so it's not grabbing right now. And I could care less. It'll do its thing. Oh yeah, I like this. And then I got to mute it all out with some white. So let's see, a little bit darker. Now this color I'm using is pure orange, and it's pure orange. I'm sorry, and it is a little bit more translucent, but I don't care. It's doing what I need it to do. Just add a little bit more color. Yeah, okay. Liking that. So now I'm going to dry it. Just a little bit because I'm going to go over with some white. Now I want the white to pick up a little bit of that color. Now, if you're doing this and you're like, oh no, like it's not drying, it's tearing, it's you know, whatever it is, you can take your Mod Podge, matte or whatever, usually matte because is what people have, and do a quick coat of it, okay, and leave it dry, and then you can paint on top of it, okay. I don't care about these little things; they don't bother me. So, you know. Now I'm going to use a little gesso. You can use white paint. It's just that the gesso's sitting here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my brush again. I'm not worrying if it's cleaned out or not. And I'm going to do that. And go in with a little bit more water. So it's different consistency everywhere. Now, if I go through this and I'm like, oh, it's too dark or it covers too much or whatever, you know, whatever your thing, spray some water, take a napkin. It doesn't matter. I'll show you. But you see how that like pushes that now to the back? And that's what I want, especially these darker areas. So I can build on top of it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to build. And I'm okay that it drags some of that through. All right. Okay. So you can see here, it got some texture because, you know, that white on top. And that's okay. And if you put the Mod Podge on top, it'll clear that down for you. But you can also take some paper towel. And if it's too much, if you're like, oh, that's too white, just do this and it'll lift up and then bring it back or, you know, whatever you want. I like it. I'm even going to go a little bit whiter, but I like it like that because I want to work on top and you can still definitely see everything that's under there. And that is just gesso from Folk Art. My favorite. And then I'll just go. Because like I said, you could see me going over it, but you could still see some of it. And you don't have to do this all the way. You could do it every other one. You want to go this way. You can knock your mold in it. You could do whatever you want. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. That's it. And look, you can still see it. It's all right. So now I'm going to dry it again. And I'm going to dry it a little bit more than I did the first time. And I'm using my heat gun. You can use your hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer, you could definitely go to your thrift store, buy it for a couple bucks. Maybe you have a relative that has a hair dryer that, I don't know, lost their hair and don't use it anymore. I don't know. But what I love is you can see the orange and the purple that I did, and that really comes through. So don't get upset when I say it, but I really love, but I do. Mixed media is my favorite thing. I love doing the Let's Paints because they're paintings that I would never do on my own. They're more acrylic paintings, you know, and I don't know, they're a challenge and I don't always do well and, you know, but I work hard and I try and it really helps me and relaxes me. And I don't know, just like art, you know, art is just such a wonderful thing. Now, when you dry it, it's going to lighten up a little bit. And you have to decide if you want it more pushed to the back or you're good. And I think I'm going to be okay with this. But what I'm going to do, let's do something a little bit more with the white. Let me just show you. Look how cool that looks, right? And all that was a napkin, which I don't have any more sitting here. I mean, you saw it. You're here. Okay. I'm going to take my white now, and this is wicker white or titanium white, but whatever white you have, and you can use your gesso again. But I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take another brush. Let's see. Okay, and this is just a folk art brush. Again, this is a 1-inch flat. And I'm going to go in like this. I'm not watering it down. I'm just going to take it both sides. And I'm going to hold my brush back like I tell you to do. And I'm going to lightly drag it over that texture. And you don't have to do the whole thing, but what it's going to do is it's really going to pick up that delightful texture that happened. Now I go this way and I go out. And then turn your brush over. That way you just don't have to load it again. I mean, you can. You do whatever you want. Maybe you like to load it. Who knows? Okay, so then I do like this. It's not a lot, you can see. I'm not going to blend it because I don't want it to blend. But then I will turn it this way. Take some more, both sides. And then run it this way. So it can pick up. Oh, I love it. And that is just another free way to get texture. And that's what I'm about. Beginners starting out, showing you how to do a beginner mixed media background. And anybody, you know, anybody really. And if you're like, oh, it's not picking up texture, but I see it in here, just very lightly go over it. The sideways, crissy crossy, whatever it's called. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Because not all of it's going to show, but you're just adding some really delightful texture. That. Let me show you. You see? And that's all great texture. Look at that. How cool that looks. All right. Now I'll dry it again because it isn't going to take that long to dry. Acrylic paint's wonderful because it just doesn't take that long to dry. Even if you don't have a heat gun or a hair dryer, it doesn't matter. So that's a little squishy right there. So I'm just going to push it down. And that'll be a little texture on its own. Or I could take it off. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'll take it off. I don't like it. And when you feel it, you'll feel like, oh, it's still cold there. That means it's still probably a little wet. But I'm going to move on. Okay. So, I mean, I like that. Besides the big white hole, but I can fix it. Now, let me show you something. Mickey sent me, she sent me a nice little package. I'll show you the other things in another video, but she sent me these packages of these 3D bats, and I love them. So they come with these bats in a container, and they come with these little pop-ups. So I'm definitely going to be, when I do be putting these in the background. Not in this video, but once this is done. Okay. So you can go to the dollar store now and you can pick up different papers and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to use any of these at the moment. I'm going to start building up and then go from there. But it's here, and if I want to use it, I can use it in pieces or whatever I want to do. But they have, let me just show you. I picked up, not a napkin, I picked up some of these rags so I can, you know, I was going to show you a technique with that. I'll show you in a different video. But they have these makeup brush cleaners. And they have very cool designs. And I forget, somebody had sent me a couple of these before, and I love them. I used them quite a bit. But I saw these ones, and I thought, okay, they're different patterns. And, you know, you just put them there and clean your brush. Now, I can use this to clean my brushes, or I'm going to use it like I'm going to use it right now. So I'm going to get, what color do I want to do? Let's do orange. Let's see what orange does. we'll start there. These are, I don't even know, these are when AC Moore was going out of business. Well, my coloring is off a bit because this is like, okay. So what I'm going to do is and I'm not going for a shape. So I'm not going for a shape of the unicorn. That's not what's going to get me. But what I'm going to do is just, and you get all this great texture. Should have grabbed a purple one. Okay. And you just get, you could just do this little horn. You're just getting some texture. This is fantastic. From the dollar store. Look at that. We got some texture. Put it in texture paste. Put it in your homemade, texture paste, molding paste, whatever you call it. Put it in, use it, whatever. You can use paint with it. I'm going to use this. And I'll only do this part since I'll hold the other part. That's a nice, this is probably not permanent, but okay. So then, but it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, use it. And you kind of get, see it, well, you can't see. Let me see. Let me see if I do it here. You get a V. So you can definitely get different shapes. And when I go back, I'm gonna look. So you see, now we got some more texture. We got some more stuff going on. Not mad at that. Okay, so that can substitute for your stamp in anything. Your jelly plate, which I'll use these on the jelly plate. Your mixed media, just as a stamp in general. It doesn't matter. We also got some bubble wrap. I thought we need a dark color, and I'm gonna go with, I don't know if I want to do black, might be too much. Let's do, maybe let's do some autumn leaves, which is like a burnt orange. Let's see what that does. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to lay this here, just a little squidge. I'm going to take a dry paintbrush. This is why all my paintbrushes are always dirty. And I'm going to just put it in here. No water, just straight up. Make sure the bubble side's up because I've been known to, I mean, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want, but I want the bubble side up. And this is just how we're starting our background. Let's see if this shows up enough because I want it to be, okay, let's just do it here. And push it down. And if all you have is bubble wrap, use it. All right, it's not as dark as I want it. So let's go a little darker. I'm gonna wipe this off. I'm not gonna add water. What color? What about some green? Let's try a little bit of green. If not, then yellow's next. And going with some green. I don't care that I'm mixing because it's all gonna mix. Okay. I love doing beginner teach it. Yeah, that's good. I could even go a little lighter of a green, but we're gonna do this first. I love teaching or showing beginners mixed media backgrounds because you can use so much stuff from your home. Like I could go on for hours like, oh, and you can use this and you can use that. All right, I did green. Wonder if we do a little bit of yellow. See if it brightens it up. And then I'll show you the next thing you can get from your dollar store. They got all kinds of stuff. I think it's called Crafter's Square. Paint's a little bit thick, so I'm just gonna. And they have all kinds of cool stuff, so I'll be making a few things. it doesn't matter if it only is a little bit. I might need a little bit more yellow, but I think you're seeing what I'm doing. And let me show you, I'll show you what I was going to put on here. I wasn't going to go like spooky, but I have an owl that I made out of fabric and the Fabric Creations. Come on, I'm going to squirt it on here. I think the brush is like full of paint. Meow, meow. And I'll show you when I'm done here. Some of you might even remember it. I was going to put it on a quilt. And if it's not coming up enough, you can always add a little bit of white on top of it. I just want a little bit. I'm not, yeah, that's what I want. Doesn't have to be everywhere. A little bit up here. Yeah, you just see we're just adding a little bit of texture. All right, I'll do a little bit here, a little squish. Yeah, all right. And that's all we'll need of that. Now what I wanted to do was put this creepy odd owl on here. So I haven't quite decided what I'll do on top of here, like, but I was like, oh, you know what? I would love to make it so, you know. Now you'll see, whatever I do put on top of here, it's going to cover a lot of it. So if I'm like, oh, I don't really dig all this right here, I can, you know, so it's very, you can really play. But also what they have are stumps. Look at this. And I know a lot of people would pass these and be like, oh, they're just, you know, what am I going to do with these? Oh, but what can't you do with these? Look. And these are nice because I can use them in paint. Now I want a little lighter on top, but you see what you have? You got doubles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this a little bit because I still want these shapes. Just a little bit, and then I'm going back in with a little bit more white. I will tell you, if you're going to your Dollar Tree, check out every aisle. There are so many things that you can do. And, you know, and use. Now, I was asked for me to do more, you know, witchy stuff. So I have a few ideas. A couple people have sent me ideas. So I'll probably be doing that soon as well. Now, I'm not going to worry how dry it is because I'm going to use my white and I'm going to use my big brush. I'm going to just dab off some of the water, pull some of that out, and I'm just going to go in I know, scary. I know. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And then I'm going to take my brush, going to just straight water. And just like we did before, I know, a mess, right? I love those lines though. I will take my paper towels again. I can roll it. And you see how it comes back, the difference? It's up to you. But it's just pushing everything back. Because you want to look at this and be like, oh, look, wait, there's a crow. Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Newsprint? Do you know what I mean? You could see things are still not all the way dry, but I don't care. And this becomes a great, that's why I love doing this sometimes, a great background too. So don't worry. All right. And you can always go back and put more because I really like that texture there. So I will go back in with my brush, dab it off, take a little bit more and just run it down. Run it down. bit more here. And then you can go this way if you want. Okay, yeah, love it. All right, so now one of the last things I'll do just for this part of the background, but remember, once I do something on top, then I still add some more. That might be when I add maybe some of this. But like if I don't have all my scrapbook up here for Halloween, but like I can put Boo, I can put this, just cut this cat out, or Halloween, scary. I can cut this out, and then I can write something on here, right? But you could see there's so many different pages and really cool things like this. I might go cut on my paper machine or do it by hand and make these little jiggities and put them all the way around as a border, you know? So there's a million things. This, I can cut these out and set them, you know, in down here. So there's a lot of things that I'll be doing. But like I said, for now, the background, that's where I'm starting. I'm going to go with a teal, I think. Should I go with patina or teal? The green or the lighter blue? Maybe I'll go the darker one. Let's try it. You never know. This is just teal. Just squirt out a little bit. And I will take a bat first. I will take a dry, of course I will, a dry paintbrush, go in and just dibble dabble. You can use an ink pad, but if you don't have an ink pad, never feel like you can't use a stamp. And some I'll put the right way, and some I'll put, you know, go in a different way. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I'll keep any or outline any or lose them all. Who knows? And these are cute little foam. Foam. Kid stamps. But who's going to know that when they're looking at the bat? And you can, you know, you can go in and stamp if you want, but sometimes it gets too junky. All right, so I'll leave that there. Let's do a spider. Oh, you know what? Let's lighten it a little bit. See if it'll come any later here. Might not. Ah, look how cool that looks. All right. Yeah, it's just like a shadow, but I like that. Of course, you use whatever colors you have or you want. All right, maybe I'll do, let's do a little, this is dioxazine violet, which I know is a little translucent, but let's see what she does. Might just be enough to add a little color. Just adding a little bit of color, but it's a little too translucent for me. So you see what I'm saying? You're just going to be adding some, and you just keep on doing it to whatever colors that you like. You can use a dark blue. You can, you know, you want something that's going to come through. I don't know. What color are you? You are cobalt blue, which is a bright blue, but let's see. There's a little brighter than I want, I should say. Let's go in with, do a witch's hat, because we're really not going for the aesthetic of it. We're just going for some more texture. And of course, you can use this as a hat. Maybe you want to do a little folk art girl or whatever. But I mean, if you were looking at this, you wouldn't think it was a hat, right? You would just be like, what's those shapes? You can see I'm just kind of mushing it. Like that. More texture. More cowbell. All right, so I'm going to do this. And just add a little bit more. That's it. You can go as crazy or as not as you want. That will be all I will do on here for now. But you see, and you can still see all that underneath. You can still see the crow and the texture and the print and you know what I mean? The colors and the just, you can still see it all. Oh. And then one last time, she's going in, except this time, I could do black, but I want to show, no, I won't do black this time. I'm going to do a little bit of white here. It's all right. It's mixed with the blue. I don't care. I'll go in with my big brush again, dab off. So it's not that wet. Go in like this. And I know I'm going to drag some of that through. Some of it's dry, some of it's not. I don't care. Okay. Again, take out my, what did I do with it? What did I do with it? That is really weird. I know I just had it. Anyway, I don't have it. I don't know what I did. I just had it a million times. Here it is. Okay. And just roll it. And just roll it. I think I might have saw Diane do this before. I forget where I saw it at, and I was like, I'm gonna try it because I wonder, you know, and sometimes I'll just take the paper towel. I mean, you don't have to do that. You can use a rag too. But sometimes I'll just take it and push it. And that gives you a little bit of texture too. But if you look, I mean, look at this. This becomes, can you look at it? That becomes a background for an ATC card. You see what I'm saying? Which I'll have to do. But I'm just going to keep pushing it a little bit. If you do this and you're like, oh no, I need it a little bit lighter, then go and spritz a little bit of water and then take it up and you'll see it'll come up a little bit better for you. I don't want that. I still want some of this through and I'm good with that. So that is going to be our pretty much background of using different items. I'm going to take a little bit more white. And what I'm going to do, let's see what I want to do. I'm going to take a little bit. I am going to block some of this out. And that's purple. I can go over and do more purple in the blocks or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do some there. And then what I'm going to do, I'll just take that because it'll just settle in those creases, right? I don't know if you can already see that, but we're going to splat it all over my desk. That's it. Just give it some splats. And then let it dry. I'm just going to wipe this up because my arm will end up in that. You can, look how cool, drip it. And then I'm going to dry it real quick. I don't know if you could see that moving. And you'll see me do that a lot, even when after I put on my stuff. So, but we'll just push it that way. Yeah. Now I'm going to turn it around. You know what? I'm going to do a little bit more white and not water it down. I like that. Because this is when you can just play. You don't have to. I use gesso sometimes on top like this because, it's made to prime. So, all right, I'm going to take my brush again, except I'm going to really get out a lot of the water. And then go in and still go over this like that. I need something over here. Because you can see the white kind of soaks in, and that's okay. But I like this. Yeah. See, just play a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So this is what we end up with to start. And you see, you get all that delight, all that deliciousness underneath and on top and all the layers. So we put napkins. We put, what else do we put? Napkins. We put stamps. We put bubble wrap. We put layers of paint. We put white paint. So we got a nice amount there to start. And you can see it looks very grungy in the sense. But if I don't know what I'm doing, if I would put this on top, see how that pops? That's what's coming at you, and the rest is being pushed back. But if you go in and look, you're like, there's the crow, there's the this, there's that. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things. And then, like I said, I will be putting some bats. Yeah. So I don't know. We're gonna let this dry and see what my vibes tell me. But that's it. That is your mixed media background, starting a beginner's Halloweeny, creepy background. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but you see. Very easy. Stuff from the dollar store. Uh, and I can't wait to work on top of this. So then you would let this completely dry. Half hour, and then if you don't want to, dry with your hair dryer or heat gun, and I mean, half hour, it probably wouldn't even take that. And then go on top. Maybe once it's dry, you're like, I really like this white, and it kind of faded in the back a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit more now that it's completely dry and put it on there. And this is an if, you have, maybe you're like me and you have your Krylon fixative, which means once this is dry, you spray it on top and then you can work on top of it. It protects the bottom. Or you can just use your Mod Podge over it. It seals all that in. Let it dry. You want to leave it dry for like an hour. And then you can work on top of it and none of this will lift. It'll all stay underneath. Then you can go. Maybe when I do a video, I'll do it and I'll show you what I mean. But yeah, just let that dry. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. This is all for you guys who continue to email me and message me about starting mixed media and how you're just in the beginnings and you don't know what to do and you don't have a lot of money. I mean, really, you can get your ink pads at the dollar store now, your stamps. You can get canvases, which that's what this was. You can get the wooden things. You can get paper. You can get They have tissue paper galore. They have bags with Halloween I mean, there's like a million things. So and you can do your stamps. So I'll be doing more dollar store stuff. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below, please. I'd love to know what's your favorite part of Halloween. And if you do this, tag me. I'm everywhere. I'm Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, everywhere. So I'd love to see what you guys do. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.